Your person is preparing for a big step in their life, moving out on their own or leaving a situation that's no longer serving them. It's a huge shift, and although it might seem like a natural progression, it's actually a lot more complicated than it appears. What you may not realize is that they've stayed stuck in certain karmic situations, relationships or patterns that feel heavy and repetitive, because they've been too afraid to face the idea of being alone. Independence has always been a challenge for them, whether it's emotional, financial, or even spiritual. When they've been surrounded by karmic people, those who drain their energy, challenge their self-worth, or keep them in cycles of codependency, they've felt trapped. These connections have made it hard for them to believe in their own abilities or trust that they could stand on their own 2 feet. But this journey they're on now is pushing them, sometimes uncomfortably, to heal all those unbalanced parts of their life. In many ways, you've been a catalyst for their growth. They've learned so much from you, even if they haven't always shown it. Through your own example, you've taught them how to take care of themselves in a real and meaningful way. You've shown them the importance of prioritizing their own needs without feeling guilty about it, and you've given them a template for self-love, self-care, and integrity. You've reminded them that it's not selfish to value yourself, it's necessary. Your person deeply desires time alone with you, even if they've struggled to express that. They crave the safety and intimacy that only you seem to provide. They're being guided, in their own quiet way, to be more vulnerable and open with you, even if it means confronting their own fears of rejection or inadequacy. However, they know, perhaps better than ever, that you have free will. It's entirely your choice whether you want to let them in and allow them to share this deeper part of themselves with you. They also want you to understand why they've been so silent for so long. It's not that they didn't care, or that they wanted to hurt you. In truth, it was incredibly difficult for them to step back and go quiet. But deep down, they knew it was necessary. They needed that time to observe themselves, to heal old wounds, and to grow into a better version of themselves, someone who could truly meet you at the level you deserve. That time apart, even though it may have felt like abandonment, was actually a crucial part of their own journey towards wholeness. Your person is now realizing just how important commitment is to you. They know it's not just about a label or a promise, it's about feeling secure, valued, and chosen. They've come to understand that you deserve that commitment from someone who is truly ready to give it, without hesitation or condition. They're finally beginning to appreciate just how much you've given to them without expecting anything in return, and that realization is humbling. No one else has shown them the kind of unconditional love and support that you have. You've been patient, understanding, and nurturing in ways they never imagined possible. You've held space for them when they were broken, confused, or lost, and you've done it all without demanding they be perfect. That's a rare gift, and they know it. They can't imagine themselves being with anyone else because no one else has ever made them feel the way you do, safe, seen, and cherished. That feeling hasn't gone away, and in fact, it only grows stronger as they continue to heal and evolve. Now, they stand at the threshold of a new chapter, ready, or at least more willing, to embrace their independence and step into their own power. They're learning to trust themselves, to believe that they can build a life that feels authentic and fulfilling, even if it means leaving behind the old patterns that once felt so comfortable. They know it won't be easy, but they're finally starting to understand that growth rarely is. At the same time, they hold on to the hope that you'll be a part of this new chapter with them. They long for the chance to create a partnership that's based on honesty, mutual respect, and real love, a connection that feels like home. But they also understand that it's your choice to decide whether you want to join them on that journey. You have every right to choose what feels right for you, and they respect that more than you know. So, if you've ever wondered why things have felt so distant or why they haven't reached out the way you hoped they would, know that it wasn't because they didn't care. It was because they cared so deeply that they needed to heal themselves first. They wanted to come back to you whole, ready to give you the commitment and love you truly deserve. And though it's taken time, they're finally beginning to see that they're capable of being that person. Your person wants you to know that they can't imagine being with anyone but you. That feeling, that sense of being drawn to you, never really goes away. It might fade at times, overshadowed by their own fears and struggles, but it always finds its way back. And now, more than ever, they're hoping that when they're ready, you'll be there to share that love with them again. Because for them, you've always been the one who taught them how to love themselves. And that, more than anything, is the key that's opening the door to their new beginning. I keep having flashbacks of our past conversations, and every time I do, a wave of regret washes over me. It's almost as if those memories have taken on a life of their own, playing out in my mind over and over again, each time reminding me of the moments I let slip through my fingers. When I had the chance to show you my love and affection, to really let you know how much you meant to me, I blew it. I was so caught up in my own ego and in the idea that I could charm my way around you that I didn't see the truth that was right in front of me. I thought that my smooth words and gestures could win you over, that I could somehow make you see me the way I wanted to be seen. But the reality is, I was too focused on being sensual and obsessive, thinking that those things alone would capture your heart. I didn't realize that love is so much deeper than physical attraction or a fleeting connection. I was wrapped up in trying to create this illusion of passion and desire, but in the process, I lost sight of what truly matters. There were days when I would purposely hold back, thinking that if I made myself just a little more elusive, you'd want me more. I played games, thinking that was the way to keep your attention on me. I thought that by being mysterious and unpredictable, I could keep you hooked, always wanting more. But looking back, I see now how misguided that was. I see how I was trying to manipulate the situation, to control how you felt about me, instead of just being real and honest. I tried every trick I could think of to hold your attention. I tried to be everything you wanted, or at least everything I thought you wanted. But I forgot one very important thing: you could see right through me. You always could. You knew when I was being genuine and when I was just playing a role. And that's what made you so different from everyone else I'd ever met. You weren't fooled by my charm or my confidence because you cared about things that ran deeper than surface-level attraction. You were never someone who was impressed by flashy gestures or external appearances. You cared about authenticity, about what was real and true in a person. I feel so foolish when I think about the way I behaved. I acted like I was invincible, like I could just say the right things and you'd fall for me. I was cocky, and I let my arrogance get in the way of what could have been something beautiful and lasting between us. I tried to control not just the situation, but you as well, as if love was something I could bend to my will. But the truth is, love isn't about control or manipulation. It's about letting go of ego and letting someone in, completely and honestly. You taught me so much without even trying. With your love, honesty, and authenticity, you showed me what it truly means to be a gentleman, the kind of man who doesn't just say the right things, but who lives them, who backs them up with actions and integrity. You held yourself to such a high standard, and in doing so, you challenged me to do the same. You made me want to be better, not for you, but for myself. Right now, I'm going through so much in my personal life. There are days when everything feels like it's falling apart, and I can't help but think of you in those moments. I can't help but think about how your presence brought me a sense of calm and stability, how your belief in me made me feel like I could face anything. And with every memory of you comes this overwhelming feeling of regret, regret that I didn't appreciate you the way you deserved, regret that I let my pride and my foolishness get in the way of what we had. I keep imagining how different things could have been if I had just been honest with you from the start, if I had just let myself be vulnerable instead of trying to hide behind a mask of confidence and control. I know now that real love doesn't come from playing games or trying to manipulate someone's feelings. It comes from being open, from being willing to show the messy, imperfect parts of ourselves. As I navigate this difficult time in my life, I find myself needing you more than ever. Not in the same way I used to, trying to possess you or keep you close for my own validation, but because you were always the one person who saw me for who I truly was, flaws and all. You never let me get away with pretending to be someone I'm not. You challenged me to be real, to be better, and I miss that more than I can put into words. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to make things right between us. I don't know if you'll ever be able to forgive me for the way I acted or the way I took you for granted. But I do know that you have left an indelible mark on my heart, and for that, I'll always be grateful. You taught me that love is about more than just attraction or chemistry, it's about honesty, loyalty, and being willing to put someone else's needs above your own. Right now, you are the only one I need the most in my life, not to fill a void or to make me feel whole, but because you represent everything I want to be, real, loving, and true. You are my reminder that love isn't about the games we play or the masks we wear. It's about showing up, day after day, with an open heart and a willingness to grow. No one compares to you, ever. I know we've both had so much to get over, so many battles fought alone and together, and I hope you can see that I've always been here, and I always will be. There is no turning back for me, no other path that feels even remotely right, because from the moment you touched my life, everything changed. I wish you knew the true impact you have had on me, deep in my heart, because sometimes words just don't do it justice. I want to show you that impact, to reveal to you the softest, most tender, and greatest parts of me, because you deserve to see them. You deserve to know the real me, the one I've spent so long hiding under layers of fear, pride, and regret. I know it hurts you sometimes when you see my picture on social media, where it looks like I'm living a different story. I understand that every time you scroll and see a smiling face that might not match the pain we've shared, it feels like a betrayal, like a lie. And all I can say is please, please don't trust that illusion. It's a facade I've had to put up, a mask I've worn for too long, because I'm still in the process of breaking free from all the karmic chains that have kept me bound. I'm still working on freeing myself from the pain and the habits that kept me stuck, and that includes pretending that I'm okay when I'm not. That's my way of protecting myself from the world, but with you, I don't want to pretend. I want to be real, because you deserve the truth. You may not realize it, but I was such a selfish person in the past. I hurt others because of how much they hurt me, and I never thought about treating others with respect and kindness. I never thought about how my actions and words affected the people around me. I was so wrapped up in my own pain and my own sense of righteousness that I couldn't see beyond my own wounds. I thought that being right was everything, that if I could just prove my point, then everything would be okay. But it wasn't. It only made things worse. It only kept me locked in cycles of anger and resentment that I didn't know how to escape. But then you came into my life, and you changed everything. It wasn't immediate, and it wasn't easy, but somehow your presence, your patience, and your love started to chip away at all those hardened parts of me. You taught me lessons that no one else could have taught me. You showed me what it means to be gentle, to be kind, and to think about others before thinking about myself. You showed me what it means to love unconditionally, without expecting anything in return. I didn't know it at the time, but every moment we shared, every conversation, every laughter, every tear, was building a new version of me, one that I'm finally learning to embrace. It's because of you that I've been able to start creating good changes in my life. It's because of you that I'm learning to let go of old hurts and to forgive not only others but also myself. It's because of you that I've begun to understand that real strength isn't in being right all the time, but in being willing to listen, to learn, and to grow. You've given me the gift of seeing myself through your eyes, and that is a gift I will never take for granted. I know I've made mistakes, and I know I've let you down. I know I've sometimes chosen pride over love and fear over faith. I've hidden behind excuses and illusions because I was too afraid to be vulnerable, too afraid to show you the real me. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to stand here, completely open and honest, and tell you that I am here for you. Always. There's no turning back for me, no matter how hard it gets or how many times I stumble. I am committed to this journey, to us, to making things right and proving to you that I'm not the same person I used to be. So, please, whenever you see something that makes you doubt me, whenever the world tells you a different story than the one I'm trying to write, remember that those illusions don't define me. They don't define what we share. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I'm still fighting to be the person you deserve. I hope you can see that, and I hope you can hold on just a little longer while I keep working to break free from everything that's held me back. Because no one compares to you, ever, and I will spend the rest of my life showing you just how true that is.